Hey there, welcome to day 252 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting the journey originally over 5 years ago now, as I came online from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business and started to learn about that, learn about the internet, and figure out how things work. Share all the crazy roads I went down that were super duper good and super duper bad for me, because I've done and continue to do a little bit of both. So I think as I get wiser, I keep things simple and I make less mistakes than I used to as I'm doing things that work for me and building upon them versus trying to do what everybody else is doing or trying to emulate and do what other people are doing just because it's the new, latest, greatest thing. So today, a couple of pieces of content I create every day. One is for our Let's Grow annual challenge. I do an annual challenge every year. I have for at least 5 years now. Online. Prior to that, I've always had an annual challenge for myself, but this, once I wanted to come online, it was a great way for me to warm up my voice and start figuring out how to talk online without my morning mouth and my morning voice. So this year's challenge, the Let's Grow annual challenge, we're going through something called the spiritual growing process. And it's only the spiritual growing process this month because we're applying our growing process to spiritual health, spiritual well-being, our spiritual growth areas and goals and objectives. So we set a goal a couple of days ago. We looked at where are we right now, our results now, day before yesterday. Yesterday, we looked at options and organizing those options. And today is W for wonder or willpower. And I'm sure there's other W words I'll come up with throughout the course of the year as we go through different areas and aspects of our life. But we want to pick one of those options and take action on today. We wonder what we're willing to do and which one we will pick and choose and take action on today. Then we're going to share in the comments below that we did it and we took action. We don't have to share what we did unless, of course, we want to, because that helps everybody to learn and grow as well. But it depends on how personal your spiritual goal is. Mine's pretty personal, so I did not share which one I'm working on or acting on today, but because I didn't pick one. So I have to pick it and then take action on it today. So our topic for Supersize Your Business today is one I really like. It's a strategy that most people don't consciously decide to do, or they more should, because there's so many benefits in it. But I did share an example of one of my friends who owns a company by the name of SEO National, and his name is Damon Burton, and I think it's just who he is why his organization and his team and his employer brand is so positive in my mind. He doesn't overtly go out of his way. Maybe he does. I go out of his way to promote it and share it and talk about it. But I think it's just inherent in who he is. And that's how most people use this strategy. Their company, their culture, their employer brand is a clear indication of who the organization really is on the inside. So one of my tricky ways to analyze an organization is to find out as much as I can about their company culture and their employer brand to get an inside look into that organization to see if it's something or someone I want to work with or do business with, because it tells us who we are. It's just like people show us who they are, whether they know they're doing it or not, by their behavior, by their actions, by the way they continuously show up in the world, right? And so we know people that show up in the world in negative ways, and guess what? That's probably how they run their company as well. And so they probably don't have or have never thought of an employer brand. But Damon is a great example of a human being and a great example of an employer brand that was probably created inherently because of him being an awesome person. All right, that's enough about Damon. But that's what we talked about today. And I talked about 8 or 9 things we want to make sure that we're doing in order to create the impression and the brand. And that includes our culture and everything else that we want to attract the best talent to our organization, so we have the resources that we need to supersize and grow our business. So that's all I've got today. Still working on a big project. I've got just this next couple of days to finish it up. But if I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.